Hi, welcome. Simon here. In this video, I'll be replacing motherboard on an HP Omen gaming desktop. I'm not able to show you the model here because in the back of the computer, it is so close to the camera and the focus is not showing it. So anyway, the model for this is GT15-1134. That is the model of the desktop. It looks something like this, and that is the side of the computer. Alright, let's go ahead and pop it open. I'm going to press the that little button right there. So that is the eject. Press on it and you can just slide off the side panel. Once the side panel is removed, that is the internal part of the desktop. Alright, so let me quickly do a breakdown. That is the heatsink, RAM, graphics card, CPU is underneath, and the hard drive is here. So the computer is not turning on in my case. I swap up the power supply. So this is the power supply here. I removed it, put a new one in. The computer still doesn't want to turn on. There's no sign of power, just stone cold. Alright, so in other words, it could be a bad motherboard. So I was able to find a donor motherboard. It's the same exact identical motherboard, and it just came in today. It is not a brand new motherboard, it's a used, but I believe with that itself, I should be able to hopefully power up the computer. So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully you guys don't have the same problem like I do. Okay, first thing first, remove the graphics card. There are two screws here, which is holding down the bracket. And this bracket is to clip onto the graphics card, not letting it to go wobbly. So remove the two screws, disconnect the 8-pin connector. And here would be the graphics card screw. Remove two of them. And I'm going to press that little clipper right here. It's a PCIe. Press it down so that I can eject the graphics card. Put it on the side. Disconnect this SATA cable. I believe that is the power button. The fan. Now pay attention to this. The Wi-Fi number 2 cable is on the left and number 1 is on the right. And that Wi-Fi has to be removed and transferred to the new motherboard. Alright, next one, USB 3. That is the more likely the power switch for the front. And USB 3, 24-pin connector for power supply. What is that? I think that is a power switch. RAM, press it down on one side and then pop the rest of it up. CPU, I have to transfer the CPU and the heatsink. It looks like the computer has two M.2 SSD. There's one here and the second on the other side. Okay, once that is done, disconnect the cable. Remove the M.2 drive. That's one of the screw holding it down. Slightly lift it up, and do not forget to transfer that thermal pads. It looks like it's all stick it down. Never mind. I'll be just using direct heat sink for that reason. Okay, CPU fan and something else. So I'll be transferring the motherboard, the CPU over to the motherboard. Let's go ahead and transfer it first. Okay, the next step is to remove the screw so that we can remove the motherboard. I need to find a better screwdriver for that reason. So let me kind of give you the overall what I've done so far. The computer checked in reason because it's not powering on, and there was a surge, power surge at home because of the storm we had recently, and ever since the computer does not turn on. So first thing to troubleshoot is to check the power supply. The power supply voltage seems to be stable. I do see currents going into the power supply, and but I was thinking, like, why not just change out the power supply and give it a try. I did that. The computer still does not turn on. It's like stone cold. It doesn't power up at all. Remove the CMOS, drain the motherboard for a little bit, and then it still does not want to turn on. Right, so the next step I know for sure is to try the motherboard, because I did remove the RAM, turn it into a different motherboard. That works, every single one of them. So 4 RAMs transferred to a different motherboard, and that worked. Also the graphics card, I moved it to a different motherboard, different computer, and it worked. So that tells me the only thing left would be the motherboard. Now let's go ahead and remove this. So you got to make sure you position it correctly. Make sure that the motherboard screw is in a position where you can install them. I am going to put like 2 or 3 at this moment just to hold the motherboard without sliding it off. So best is to start off with the corner. I'm putting one very far to the top left corner. Oh, it's so hard to put it in. Come on. That's the reason why you need to position the motherboard correctly. Otherwise, it is really hard to put that one screw in. So one of the screw is in at this point. I'd like to come and check the back of the computer. So sorry, I'm trying to tilt it in a way. Right here, the back of it where your USB ports goes in, the Ethernet port goes in, you want to make sure you check the auxiliary jack and all the cables in the ports are in a position aligned with it. Sometimes if you do not match it correctly, you can't stick the USB port into it, or sometimes when you stick it in, it would say that the current of the USB is shorted or something like that. So make sure you're not touching the metal. The motherboard has to really align to the back plate. Alright, once that is done, I am going to put all the screws back in and turn it on and see if it works. So pretty much a straightforward motherboard replacement. I just hope that it works because the board came from China. Okay, just FYI. I couldn't find any replacement board here locally, so the thing came from China, but I don't have any doubt. It looks like the vendor is quite reputable. They do have the thermal pads already pre-installed. Great. All I have to do is slide it in. I might have to remove this. The reason because that this is a big chunk thermal pad. Looks like a cheese. Do you want to bite a cheese? Okay, I'm going to save it for next time. This is a GameStop M.2 drive with a heatsink on it. Let's see. Okay, it's in. Let's install the Wi-Fi card. CPU fan, not CPU fan, the intake fan in the front. That is the SATA cable, goes in there. This little guy goes where again? Where's this little guy go? Go right here. Go in there. USB 3.0 goes in here. 24-pin connector goes here. Power switch goes here. Exhaust fan goes here. This little guy here goes here. 4-pin connectors goes there. Did I miss a CPU fan here? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. I do have some thermal paste I apply and it's still moist. The last time I tested CPU. Therefore, I'm not going to reapply. I'm short of thermal paste. But if you have thermal paste or your CPU is dried, you should apply some new thermal paste. Okay, since you already opened up the computer. So as you can see, when I tighten up the CPU, I do not go all the way in one side. I go little by little, a little bit here on the left, a little bit on the right, a little bit on the top left, and a little bit on the top right. Because if I do one of the screw all the way in, what happens is that it may squeeze that thermal paste all the way to the opposite side of it, right? So if I do it a lot on the top, and it might squeeze it down to the bottom. If I do too much on the left, it might squeeze all over to the right. So as you try to go through, you want to go little by little on every single corner so that hopefully it's spread evenly down. Okay, align the RAM. Why the RAM doesn't goes in? So this is DDR5 RAM. And what RAM is this? DDR4. Is this a different motherboard? Oh shoot, it is a different motherboard. It's not the same. It looks the same, but it's not the same. A lot of things look similar, but it is not the same though. Oops. Alright, so this runs on a DDR5 and this run on a DDR4. We have a problem here. I need to find a different RAM for that. Oh well, let's continue with the rest of it. No big deal. Can always find a different RAM. So this is pretty much it. Very straightforward for a motherboard replacement. Hopefully you guys learned something out of this. And the bracket will just go right back in. And then make sure you align with the position of this. And then put the screws in, okay? So that screw right there is not supposed to be in that position. It's supposed to be all the way here at the bottom. I need to make sure I aligned it properly and then re-put it back again in a way that okay, so I need to find a DDR4 RAM to replace with this. Okay, and that should be it. And I'll try to turn it on, turning it on, and see what happens. So this is pretty much it. We have replaced the motherboard. Sorry, I'm not able to try it out for you because the motherboard runs on a DDR4 and the original one was DDR5. And I found some really long white hair, blonde hair, something. Hope you guys can see it. So anyway, I'm gonna throw this away. Thanks for watching. Any question, comment down below. And of course, do not forget to plug in your 8-pin connector here back to the graphics card. I can't see it from this angle. I'm going to try to position it. Okay, it's in. Thanks for watching. Please smash the like button for me if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye now.